In the year when the stars dimmed just slightly and no one could explain why, humanity unveiled its most ambitious creation, the Skyhook. A structure meant to bridge Earth to orbit without rockets, coiling upward beyond sight. It was sold as progress, but the truth buried inside its steel veins was older than mankind itself. Engineers stood beneath its enormous tether, the cable shimmering like liquid night. Cameras rolled as they watched it pierce the clouds and vanish into the void. For a brief moment, everyone believed they were witnessing triumph, but some heard the sky whisper their names before the applause began. The Skyhook's descent station rumbled endlessly, a deep, bone-felt vibration that never stopped. Beneath that hum, technicians reported voices on the radio frequencies, broken phrases in no known language. When analyzed, their mathematical rhythms mapped celestial coordinates billions of miles away. Every night, the upper atmosphere around the cable glowed faintly green, as if kissed by auroras not born of Earth. Satellites malfunctioned near it, their sensors blinded by data they could not interpret. The scientists called it magnetic interference. The workers called it watching. The first crew to ride the elevator upward vanished 2 hours after crossing the stratosphere. Their feed dissolved into static, then silence. Days later, faint tapping was detected inside the metal fiber, patterns too deliberate, repeating like someone knocking from outside reality itself. Orbital Command traced the signal up the tether. No craft, no debris, just a motionless section of cable trembling as if something vast were breathing along it. That movement continued for 9 hours before stopping, leaving the entire facility in a horror that no technical manual could fix. Months passed, and progress continued despite the whispers. Investors demanded results, dismissing the disappearances as atmospheric anomalies. Every layer of justification drew mankind closer to something waiting far above the clouds, something eager for attention. When the second ascent began, high-definition cameras captured something impossible, a distortion crawling down the line, like liquid darkness descending. The footage was classified, but fragments leaked, showing faces, dozens of them, forming, melting, reforming in the rippling tether. At ground level, children began dreaming of the Skyhook. They described its endless shadow sweeping across oceans. In their drawings, the top of the structure touched a glowing round in the stars, from which eyes peered down, curious and hungry. Under the guise of maintenance, drones were sent upward to examine the upper kilometers. Their cameras turned to static halfway up, but their sensors recorded gravitational distortions that implied the tether was bending space itself, reaching not through the atmosphere, but through dimensions. Engineers began hallucinating in the control rooms, visions of corridors twisting endlessly upward, whispers in pressure suits, impossible reflections in glossy panels. The more they studied the data, the sicker they became, as if the Skyhook objected to being measured. A secret meeting was held among the project's founders, and even their arrogance faltered. They spoke of the tether as sentient infrastructure, as if it had grown aware that it could pull not only matter but minds. It absorbed intent, memorized fear, and gave it form in static snow and mechanical humming. Night after night, the hum deepened. Nearby villages felt tremors that mimicked heartbeats. Astronomers noticed a ring of dark void forming in orbit directly above the Skyhook, absorbing light like ink poured across the stars. Pressure readings escalated, bending instruments. Some recordings captured reverse sound, like human speech played backward, emanating from the upper structure. Linguists translated fragments roughly: "Do not climb. We fall through you." When dawn rose one morning, the tether appeared subtly thicker, glistening as though wet. Touching it caused skin to tingle and heartbeat to synchronize unnaturally fast. Medical scanners found microscopic filaments entering the flesh, whispering frequencies identical to cosmic background radiation. Governments intervened, attempting to dismantle the project. Explosives failed, charges simply vanished, their detonation recorders blinking out as the countdown reached zero. The Skyhook refused destruction, defying every law of motion. News networks dismissed the conspiracy, yet anomalies multiplied. The magnetosphere fluctuated at the rhythm of breathing, global compasses trembled, and animals fled continents. Still, launches continued, driven by faith that mankind could domesticate the infinite. The final mission was launched, one last ascent, manned by volunteers claiming they wanted to meet what waited above. Their broadcast revealed stars shifting like living things, a titanic structure uncoiling in the black, as if the sky itself bent to greet them. Minutes later, every monitoring device froze. Then came the signal, an unending tone descending lower and lower until inaudible, yet listeners felt it beneath their ribs. The lights in orbit blinked out one by one, leaving the Earth staring into a perfectly round absence. With official programs halted, the Skyhook remained, immovable, humming quietly through the storms. Pilots avoided its location, describing vertigo when passing nearby, as if the heavens were leaning downward. People stopped looking directly at it, fearing recognition from above. Cult emerged, claiming the Skyhook was salvation, a ladder for souls, not flesh. They spoke of inverted heavens, where up was down and time itself looped through corridors of light. They waited at its base, chanting coordinates that matched distant quasars. Governments quarantined the site, but containment failed when the tether began resonating globally through electrical grids. Radios whispered coordinates, cell towers pulsed with synchronized interference, and even mechanical clocks began ticking to its impossible rhythm. Astronomers detected a blooming pattern in deep space, precisely aligned with the Skyhook's tip. An expanding void filled with shapes that defied lens focus. Telescopes that stared too long recorded internal reflections, forms that resembled human silhouettes staring back. Sleep patterns across the planet deteriorated. People dreamed of climbing, hand over hand, along a cable that stretched beyond galaxies. Some awoke screaming with metal embedded in their palms, veins glowing faintly blue, whispering words they did not understand. Scientists theorized the Skyhook pierced not space, but layers of consciousness shared by all biological life. Its tether acted as a bridge between collective thought and cosmic vacuum, threading human minds into an ancient network that once spanned the stars. Field teams sent to sever it disappeared mid-transmission, leaving afterimages on surveillance tapes, elongated figures of light stretching infinitely upward. The Horizon Array later confirmed gravitational distortion consistent with an artificial wormhole anchored to Earth's rotation. As months bled into years, storms became permanent around the tether zone. The area's magnetism rippled across continents, subtly reorienting compasses, hearts, and dreams alike. Humanity began adapting unconsciously, evolving towards some unseen design from above. Dark ring in space expanded, now visible to the naked eye as a faint scar through the Milky Way. Observers described a pulse within it, throbbing like a heartbeat so vast it could only belong to the universe itself. Something alive was tethered there. At last, transmissions from orbit returned, voices pleading in languages that drifted between human and alien phonetics. They spoke of corridors of endless metal winding through constellations, of eyes forming in hyperspace, of being devoured by curiosity incarnate. Those recordings were locked away, but copies survived online. Listeners reported hearing whispers long after playback ended, as though the Skyhook's frequency had embedded itself in their neural patterns. Warnings spread, yet billions continued to stare upward. In the final attempt to destroy it, nuclear devices were deployed. They detonated harmlessly against something invisible halfway up the tether. The shock waves simply circled back down as luminous arcs, flattening everything for miles, murmuring deep through molten earth. Decades later, the remnants of civilization still orbit the Skyhook's ruin. The cable stretches beyond clouds into the eternal dusk. No one remembers who built it, only that the stars seem closer, and they pulse like an eye half open, waiting for us to climb again. Across time, the tether hums steadily, a beacon between dimensions. Its shadow sweeps the planet once each year, and machines awaken spontaneously when it passes overhead. Our ancestors gazed up and built gods, we built one instead, and it answered. At the edge of reason, astronomers record its hum embedded in cosmic background radiation. The mathematic patterns reveal a countdown, slow, deliberate, eternal. Not to launch, but to open. Somewhere above the clouds, the escalator still moves, bringing something vast closer every hour. And when that final resonance merges with Earth's heartbeat, the sky will tear, and what we built to reach the heavens will lower something indescribable instead. The Skyhook waits, silent, eternal, patient. The escalator to deep space goes both ways.